wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Fathur Rahman. I am from English Education Department in University Maritim Raja Ali Haji. In this video, I would like to do oral presentation to fulfill the assignment for academic speaking class. Well, the topic of my presentation is the students' academic speaking skill achievement in terms of communication, personality, and gender. The aim of research is to analyze the correlation of student communication, personality, and gender on their academic speaking skill achievement. In relation to men and women, the most basic stereotypical expectation is simply that they will be different rather than the same. Here, the researchers observe and analyze the students' academic speaking skill in terms of communication, personality, and gender, whether there is significant correlation on them or not. The data that the researchers gathered in this research are questionnaires and tests. The questionnaires were taken to analyze the level of students' communication and their personality. The questionnaires consist of 55 questions which relevant with men and women communication and personality. The samples that the researchers used were 46 students, 26 of women and 20 of men. The student communication skill was in high and middle level of communication based on the type of student personality. There were two types of personality, is extrovert and introvert. The last data was taken from students' academic speaking test. Well, without wasting the time, let's move to the first point. The first point is literature review. Before pointing out the difference in men and women during communication, their stages of development are critical in understanding the various forms of communication. The first perceptions of communication began before the ability to speak. As young children observe the action of others which help them identify who they are. Wood states that we are born into a gender society that guides our understanding of gender and shapes our personal gender identities. At a young age, children begin to form ideas about who they are and how they are supposed to act based on their observations. Wood explains that men and women grow in different gender speech communities and thus develop different communication styles. Wood stated a speech community exists when people share understandings about goals of communication, strategies for enacting those goals, and ways of interpreting communication. Based on the discussion between men and women, differences and similarities in communication, the researchers would like to discuss the academic speaking skill achievement in terms of communication, personality, and gender. According to Atkinson, personality is a pattern of behavior and ways of thinking which determines the individual adjustment to the environment. Personality can also develop into a more internal, something relatively permanent, guiding, directing, and organizing daily activity of individuals. In short, it can conclude that the personality regarding individual differences that distinguish one individual from another individual. which is durable, not easy to change throughout life. Hence, J. A. Sheikh describes a theory of personality, extrovert and introvert, to suggest differences in the reactions to the environment and in social behavior. This type of personality describes the uniqueness of the individual in behavior to the stimulus as the embodiment of character, temperament, physical and intellectual adjust to the environment. The second point is methodology. The research method used was a causal relationship in patch analysis, where researchers can manipulate the variable treatment and then study the effect on the criterion variable. In this case, the researchers need to control conditionally to the variables that are not relevant for the result obtained in the variable criterion is believed to be caused by the manipulated variable. The third point is findings and discussion. Communication for individual has several functions, namely the function of emotion. Communication through individual can express his emotions and feelings and meet social needs. The function of information. Decision making depends on the quality and quantity of information. The function of motivation. With communication, individual can understand, coordinate the actions themselves, motivate and devise a strategy to achieve the goal of self. The control function as a control individual behavior. Communication has the principal functions to convey a message or information from one individual to another. The aspect of communication consists of 4 sections, whereas in the process of the fourth aspect of communication cannot be separated from one another. Communication aspect, namely aspect of sending a message. Each person's ability to convey information or message both verbally and non-verbally. Communication aspect, namely aspect of sending a message, is a person's ability to convey information or message both verbally and non-verbally to others. Aspect receive the message include the ability to receive information or message sent other as a communicator. Aspect of asking for feedback, namely the ability to ask for feedback from those who send information or message. Aspect of giving feedback is the ability to provide feedback on the message or information received. Good communication can improve interpersonal relationship, which should have 3 factors in it, namely trust, belief, sportiveness, sportive attitude, and openness. Belief will determine the effectiveness of communication. It gained from the trust. First, belief will improve interpersonal communication as open channels of communication, clarifying the sending and receiving of information, as well as expanding opportunities to reach the point communicated. The fourth point is conclusion. Based on the result of the study did not show any significant differences between the achievements of academic speaking skills of students with introvert or extrovert personality types. Achievement of academic speaking skill with communication skill, as well as academic speaking skill achievement with gender. Results of the analysis show no difference in academic speaking skill achievement, both in terms of the type of personality, communication skills, and gender. Okay, I think that's all my presentation. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.